Hello everyone, hope you all are fine. Today I have made a question paper based on your atomic structure and chemical bonding chapter, and I have given already, it is in the worksheet section. So after this class you can download that from worksheet section, go there and then go that worksheet part, download that and give the test seriously after this class. And make sure you do not try to cheat, because this marks is not going to be added anywhere. And as I say that self evaluation is very important at this stage, and you can have fun of giving your own exam without cheating, and next day I will discuss the answers of those questions. Today we will continue our discussion with periodic table. We have talked about the laws in the live classes. Some of you had doubt regarding the reason of discarding those laws. Those laws that time gained lot of popularity. Some got different awards also, including Nobel Prize. But then also these laws were discarded because you all have seen that different drawbacks of individual laws. Even modern periodic law is also having certain drawbacks, like still the position of hydrogen is not clear, and that is a major drawback of it. But still maximum problems which were reported previously are solved. That's why we have accepted it as the latest version of the modern periodic table. And interestingly, lot many spaces for the undiscovered element were kept previously, and which finally, as you know, now the elements 118 elements we have in our hand, and it's ending with oganescium and starting from hydrogen. So it's now complete. So that was the success of Moseley's modern periodic table. We started studying with the Dobereiner, though previously many scientists they came up with their ideas. Even they came up with the ideas of atomic numbers as well, but none of them could put the elements in a proper tabular manner. At least Dobereiner came up and they made the group of 3. From there we got this idea that yes, the elements shows similarities in the properties, so that particular something helps us to study about the elements and gives a broader spectrum about the idea of the compounds available in nature, and that helps to predict also nature of different compounds as well, where those elements are involved. In spite of that, it failed for the heavy elements, and wherever atomic weight is taken as the key element, the later on the problems of isotopes, problem of similarities of elements in the higher range failed. Even in the law of octave also, octave was a better one, but then also beyond calcium it failed. Mendeleev was known as father of periodic table, as he made that the tabular version of the periodic table. But then also, as we discussed earlier, that atomic weight, when it is taken as a key element, then properties and all atomic weights properties, many properties like positions of the elements, about isotopes, about remembering the elements across a period, then clubbing of the elements was not proper everywhere. That's why finally Moseley replaced the atomic word or the word weight with the number, and almost all problems were solved. And if it is asked that write the law modern periodic law, he will write that physical and chemical properties of the elements are periodic function of their atomic number. Now this statement has to be in this way only. You do not start writing it has 18 groups, 7 periods and so on. Those are not needed. So physical and chemical properties of the elements are periodic function of their atomic number. What does it mean? Periodic function means a repeating function, a repeating unit. This many properties, physical and chemical properties, like in the periodic table, as we can few properties, as I am just highlighting you all few properties, like metallic and non-metallic character. We all know that across a period, if you start moving from left to right in a modern periodic table, like starting from the period 2, if we talk about, if you go to lithium, beryllium, boron, so on, and then we end up with neon, and then again we come to sodium, magnesium, aluminium, silicon, then we are ending up with argon, and then again potassium, calcium, scandium, titanium, vanadium, then we are ending with krypton. So in this way, whenever we see that at a certain interval That means whenever we are ending a period and coming back to another period's beginning, you will find all the elements present are metals. That means if we are looking top to bottom in a group, the elements which are present, they are all metals in a particular group. Now we are talking about group 1 basically. So group 1 is the repeating. End of every period, when we are starting a new period, all the elements present are the metal. Those elements reacts with water vigorously. They form alkaline solutions. They give intense color to the flame. They have very higher atomic radius. I think, or better to say, the highest atomic radius in their period, in that particular period. They are strong metal. They are capable of liberating hydrogen. They all cannot be stored in water because of their everybody's high reactivity. So many properties. Their valency is 1. They leave the electron very easily. So all properties are so similar. So that means the repetition of the properties is found. That it depends on the atomic number, because we have arranged the elements in their atomic number, and at a certain particular or at a certain interval the property is being repeated. So that's why it's called physical and chemical properties. Physical properties, as I have said, like atomic radius, metallic character, then its solubility. But chemical properties, solubility, and then solubility in the sense its movement of the ions in water, hydration properties of these ions, and their coloration in the flames includes chemical property, as I am talking now, reactivity towards water, storage of the elements. So these all physical chemical properties, all properties actually depends on their atomic numbers, and which is the repeating unit. Similarly, if you talk about group 17, all the elements of group 17, they are strong non-metals. They are having valency 1. They reacts vigorously. They forms acid. That's why they are called halogen, because it has come from the word halus, and gen means producer. They are acid producers. So they all comes in different colors. So these are the similarities in properties we are getting at a certain interval in the periodic table. So that's why that law is placed, or law is built up in this form. So this is the established law, and you are not allowed to do any tampering with the law. In examination, you need to write as it is written. Physical and chemical properties of the elements are periodic function of their atomic number. If you cannot learn, try to understand the meaning, then only you can remember it without memorizing or just mugging up. Just try to understand what it has said, just as I have said, then you can write in that way. Now coming to different groups and the periods of the periodic table. Previous day also I have said that during the live classes that every group has a certain name, and in our syllabus we do not have basically about all the groups. We have about only the 4 groups. 4 groups like group 1, just as I have discussed, alkali metal groups, which contains a lithium. We are not accepting hydrogen in any of the groups, it has having a dual nature. So all the elements in this group is lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium, francium. Francium we generally do not include because it's radioactive and its availability is very less. So lithium, sodium, rubidium, potassium, cesium, these all elements they are in the group 1, and they are alkali metals due to the production of the alkaline solution in water. Then second group 2, which contains beryllium, magnesium, calcium, and radium. So barium and these elements, radium is again radioactive. So these elements, they also form alkalis, but they form weak alkalis, and they are found in the earth crust. And after alkali metals, these elements were discovered. So these elements are known as alkaline earth metals. Then we have about halogens: fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine, and astatines. These are the elements. Astatine again here we do not consider. We generally talk about fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine, and this is the only group in the periodic table where the 4 states of matters we can see. Fluorine is gaseous, chlorine is greenish yellow, chlorine is gaseous and greenish yellow, fluorine is light yellow, and then bromine is liquid, which is red liquid, or some cases it is also mentioned as reddish brown liquid, but bromine is basically red, and iodine is violet solid. So all four states of matters are seen in this group 17. They are called halogen because they are acid producer. And finally, noble gases, they are called noble gases because as we know their valence shell is completed, and noble gases, they do not react generally under normal conditions, the helium, neon, argon, krypton, radon, xenon. But xenon shows certain reactivity due to its larger size and less ionization potential. We'll talk about ionization potential and all these properties in class 10. So that's about noble gases. So we have idea about these four groups: 1A, 2A, 7A, and group 0, or 1, 2, 17 and group 18. Other than this, we have chalcogens, we have pnictogens, but we do not have all those. And about the periods, already we had a discussion that which are transition elements, which are lanthanides, actinides, and so on. Just a brief idea about the periodic table, that's all. And next day we'll continue with periodic property. I'll give idea about periodic property, few periodic properties which you already know, like metallic, non-metallic character and electronegativity, and rest all we have in class 10. Give the test after this class. See you in the live class. Till then, take care and bye.